This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of NASCAR Broadcasting. NASCAR would like to thank all of our loyal fans for your continued support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.
You're going to end up hurting yourself in the points.
Here is the leader, Byron. He has stretched out that lead now, and at past halfway here, he's led every lap. He's working his way under, putting a lap on Eddie McDonald, the veteran who has run here so much. There is a little bit of lap traffic now, and it looks like Jay Beasley in the 42, Steve, has been into the wall.
He has. There's some heavy smoke out of the 42, some damage with that left rear tires rubbing. Looks like there's some rear suspension damage. The rear housing doesn't look like it wants to stay where it is. What I mean by that is the rear tires, as you watch the 42 go down into the corner, that left rear tire makes contact with the side. You see the smoke bellowing off from it. You know, that's a decision they're going to have to make, is how long they dare leave this car up. A replay, big moment off from the corner, continues to try to chase it, and then
yeah, Devin Amos, his teammate, doesn't realize what's happening.
Well, you know, and here's the issue. I know he's his teammate, but Devin Amos has no idea that the 42 is going to be that far off the pace. When you commit to the throttle, especially here with these very long straight, him and Williams seem to be on the same page every time they unload, because they don't start very far off. They start very close, and that helps you fine-tune. When you're only looking for hundredths of a second and not quarters of a second, it's much easier to really work on your race car.
Rico Abreu has made up 5 positions since the start of this race. And into the wall, Travis Miller in the 40. And that is going to bring out our first caution of the afternoon at lap 51. Tough break for Miller. He was one of the other drivers that had to change a motor between practices. In fact, did not make it out for qualifying at all. So he started the race cold and now has trouble. Let's take a look.
Well, we see here he already has some pretty heavy damage. Looks like the right front tire is already down. Maybe he ran over something. Perhaps the brake heat got to that right front tire. I mean, he did a really good job of not having more damage. You know, he noticed he had the issue early enough. You see here the heavy sparks. He's up the racetrack. As silly as that is,
wow,
the best thing he can do is stay up close to the wall. Don't take a hard left and get away from the wall. You heard it. You know, Travis said they got into the wall early, had some damage to the right front. That's probably why the right front tire went down. Luckily, the impact wasn't any worse.
Our first caution of the day, Eddie McDonald will get the free pass. William Byron continues to lead here at New Hampshire. Hope you're enjoying today's K&N Pro Series East race from the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. The fans certainly are. Let's take a look at what we've seen so far. At the green flag, William Byron got the jump.
And it's been the William Byron show. He has a fast car, but he's done a great job taking care of it. Led every lap so far today.
Jay Beasley with trouble in the 42 off of turn 4, Steve.
Yeah, he got really loose. His teammate had nowhere to go, got into the back of him. Heavy contact. They had to come in and look at the suspension. Then Travis Miller, he had a flat tire down the front stretch. Got it slowed down before heavy contact with the wall, but definitely ended his day.
So William has led every lap in that blue and white number 9. Scott Heckert to his outside sees something they haven't seen since the beginning of the race, a start side by side.
Yeah, everyone's probably excited to be close to William Byron to see what they have for him.
So Heckert inching out. Byron is the control car, spinning his tires just a little bit and spinning the tires more. And now he gets traction and gets the advantage on Heckert.
Yeah, what a great job by Spencer Davis in the 3rd position when William Byron was spinning his tires to let William get it back under control, because it was very easy to spin the leader in that moment, but he stayed off his rear bumper. Really, he should be commended for doing a great job. We see Ronnie Bassett, though, with the right front down. It looked like he had contact with the wall.
More trouble off of turn 2, and that 0-4 of Ronnie Bassett Jr. is now stuck on the outside groove. He'll have to bring that car to pit lane as we continue under green.
And that's very hard to get crossed over the racetrack. You have to run high in 3 and 4, let the field underneath, get crossed over. Ronnie Bassett looked like he's trying to do it. Well, now he's stuck up high.
And that's going to bring out the caution. Ronnie Bassett Jr. in the 0-4 off of turn 2, contact. And as the field comes through, we see the yellow flag displayed, bringing this race to a halt. And, now he gets going.
Yeah, he might have to have a conversation later. The race control doesn't love when you stop on the racetrack when you can get the pit road. But listen, that's Ronnie Bassett's job. If he feels he can get a caution to get his car repaired, that's his opportunity as a race car driver. But I can assure it's going to take more than a caution to help the 0-4. It's definitely some damage.
Let's see what happened.
Yeah, we see on the top of your screen the restart that coming right at you. He just pops out of the car. Looks like he got a little free. And we've talked about this off turn 2. The grip goes away. You see right in the middle of your screen, Ronnie Bassett's trying to get the power down, The car just gets loose. He has to steer back to the right. He has to steer to the right to keep the car from spinning out. When unfortunately, when you steer to the right and get out of the gas, guess which way the car turns? It turns right. Heavy damage on the right front of the 0-4. Derek, the 0-4 Ronnie Bassett's in front of you on pit road. get new tires, so you restart on old tires. And it's very hard to pass here at New Hampshire, so if you're gonna make it happen, you have to make it happen on the restarts.
Under our second caution here at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway, William Byron continues to pace the field quickly before we go green. Let's check in with his crew chief. He's standing by with Derek Perniceglio.
Get on the outside of him.
Derek, they're coming to the green now. Let's see if William Byron can get the power down this time. The car looks a lot more stable, Steve, as they head to turn 1.
Yeah, Dave, a much better job of getting the power down through third and now fourth gear, go down to the corner. That's a great job of running the middle of the racetrack. Forcing Scott Heckert up to the third lane, comes off turn 2 all by himself.
And he's got 9 laps remaining to win this race today. Behind in the battle between the 22 of Austin Hill and the 34 of Scott Heckert, Kaz Gralla in the catbird seat.
Yeah, Kaz Gralla is just figuring out who he needs to follow. Does he want to run the middle? Does he want to run the bottom? Who's going to, and you see as the 22 slides up the racetrack, Kaz is still kind of stuck. Where do I want to go? And out front, William Byron continues to stretch his legs out to a good 8 or 10 car length lead. Side by side for second, the 3 of Gralla looking for a place to go. The 20 of Spencer Davis behind him. And now Nick Drake is going to pull up to the back bumper of the 20. Yeah, now a reminder, these guys didn't have the opportunity to come get new tires. So these tires have 62 laps on them. You see them slipping and sliding, trying to get the power down. Kaz Gralla now to the outside of Austin Hill in the 22. And you watch this 22 trying to get the power down underneath Kaz Gralla, but he has to be careful. He can't slide up the racetrack. Kaz is doing a great job of blocking the entire upper lane. We did see a number of cars come to pit road. They could not change tires, as you said, but some did have a chance to work on their race cars, and will try to make up some positions before the end of this one. And that's hard to do without new tires. You're going to have a really poor handling race car if an adjustment is going to really change your day. The beauty in the Sprint Company Xfinity Series is when you come down pit road and make a change, you get new tires. J.J. Haley in the 5, he's on the outside. Gray Galding in the 12 on the inside. Haley had contact with the wall earlier. He's now battling back against Gray. And Eddie McDonald in that 71, the red car, you saw he got the free pass on the first caution of the day, and he's now battling back in the top 10. And look at this Hornet's nest right here. We have Kyle Benjamin, Jesse Little, Dylan Bassett, all fighting for position. You have to be very careful. The 51, though, has done a great job. Dalton Sargent has kept the car together. The left front damage we see is taped up. The team has done the best they can to repair it, and he's making the most of the day. These cars were on pit road, and you see the repairs there to Dalton Sargent's car. Can he make up a few spots before the end of today's race? Don't forget, Sargent has yet to win in this series this year, but remains 5th in the points coming into today's action. And that's why this recovery is so important for that 51 of Dalton Sargent. 5th in the points. You can't let a little contact with the wall ruin your day. You have to make the most of it. They've done a good job of that, but he still has 5 laps to finish it out. Nick Drake now making the move on Austin Hill, trying to get that 4th position away. Nick Drake hard down into the corner underneath Austin Hill, now looking for room to slide up. Austin Hill will wait a second, get in the gas, try to turn back underneath it, but you see the front tires of that 22 car just don't have the grip to turn back down the hill underneath the 15 of Nick Drake. 4th place belongs to Drake. Hill now back to 5th, and Spencer Davis in his series debut running 6th, the 16-year-old from Dawsonville, Georgia. Doing a great job. He watched Nick Drake go through. He's thinking, I can get through here too. I'm trying to work it, work the lanes, move my car up. That's what's so great about this racetrack is you have options. You see right here the 20 barrels down in behind the 22. He's rolling the middle of the corner a little bit better, though, closes in on the 22 and then powers up. He knows he only has 4 laps, so he's going to have to be aggressive if he wants to get the position. Spencer Davis spent some time in the modifieds, but he's also run some major stock car races. He's run the All-American 400 a couple of times. He's run at Oxford Plains Speedway, so he's getting his feet wet in these stock cars and now trying to make a name in the K&N Pro Series. And his car control is quite remarkable. You know, stock cars are very, very difficult. They're heavy. They don't want to stop. They don't want to accelerate. They don't want to change direction. That's what makes the racing so great. That's another thing that the 98 of Rico Abreu, he's having to learn, is these heavy stock cars drive different than those very nimble sprint cars, but he's adapting well. Got the win a few weeks ago in Columbus. Here he is having another solid run fighting for a top 10. Saw him catch it right there coming through turn 4, trying to get 9th away from Eddie McDonald as the laps wind down. Just 3 to go for William Byron. He's out front by himself, but the battle is back in the field. And you see Rico Abreu there move up the racetrack, trying to find a different lane. He didn't get off the corner as well as he is, and now he hears blocking Jesse Little into the corner. He needs to be careful. He's going to force a 97 low enough. He's lucky the 97 wasn't to his left rear. When you force a guy down to that flat part of the corner, you better give him a place to escape because he's coming up when he gets to the middle of the racetrack. Rico with a good run off of turn 4. Can he get that spot away from McDonald with just 2 laps remaining now?
Rico Abreu in that 98, making his way back toward the front, but he's running out of time.
I do like what Rico's doing, though. He goes in the racetrack in the middle lane, runs the middle of the corner in the middle lane, gets that low, straight shot off the corner. We're going to watch it again down here in turn 3. He enters a little higher than the 71, uses the track, tries to get turned back underneath there while our leader takes the white flag.
1 lap remaining for William Byron. The lead now extended over his teammate Scott Heckert as Rico continues to try to make that pass, but William Byron will be alone out front. He has just a couple more corners, Steve. What's going through his head?
Well, I think right now he just doesn't want to see any mechanical issues. The white flag's out, so a caution will end it. His car's been remarkable all day. His spotter's telling him how much of a lead he has. He's just going to baby it right here off turn 4. No reason to push it at all. And, you know, it's great to see sometimes when the best car wins, and today the best car definitely won.
Off of turn 4, William Byron will win again. He wins at New Hampshire.
And we see Rico Abreu making the big dive. I don't think he's going to take it, but what a good battle. A lot learned fighting for that 9th position.
Great battle throughout the top 10. In the final closing laps, we had a late restart after a late caution, but William Byron, the class of the field again, as that 9 car went out front and stayed out front.
He really did. He did a great job. He had the fastest car in the field, but that doesn't mean you're always going to win. You have to really perform very well. He did that. Not just him, but that entire H. Scott with Justin Marks' team seemed to have speed in all their cars at every racetrack we go to.
K&N Pro Series Racing on NBCSN is brought to you by K&N High Flow Air Filters and Air Intake Systems, because everyone loves that fast car smell.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of NASCAR Broadcasting. NASCAR would like to thank all of our loyal fans for your continued support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.
This has been a presentation of ABC Sports, continuing the tradition of excellence.
This is ABC Sports Championship Television.